The term auteur derives from the French word author, and it became a title given to filmmakers in Europe who displayed their film directing as a form of artistry. After the Second World War, American films were permitted to be shown in French theatres, drawing audiences with comedy and light entertainment. French filmmakers attempted to meet the number of American films with intellectual films of their own making. Robert Kolker, in his book Film, Form and Culture, 4th edition, explains that due to the mass-produced films from America that started flowing into French theatres after World War II, French intellectuals hoped to compete against the deluge of American movies and meet their quota of French films by making a high-class product, in contradistinction to the so-called quota quickies. However, this reaction by the French resulted in some dull films that were often based on popular novels, such as Claude Arnott-Laura's film adaptation of Stendhal's The Red and the Black. These excessively theatrical films were criticized by the French New Wave and Jean-Luc Godard, who scrutinized their ugly camera movements and worthless dialogue. The rejection of dull filmmakers resulted in the glorification of their intellectual and unique counterparts in both Europe and America. These new filmmakers were later labelled auteurs, as they were able to make their films distinctive from all others. While criticizing the filmmakers of their own country, the French New Wave praised European filmmakers such as Roberto Rossellini and Jean Renoir, as well as American directors Alfred Hitchcock, Howard Hawks, and Orson Welles. These French filmmakers realized a trend which contributes to the success of these directors and the respective films they create. They realized that despite who may have produced, written, photographed, or starred in the film, continuity and coherence could be discovered across a group of films linked by one name: the directors. American film critic Andrew Sarris imported these principles of stylistic continuity in film, also known as auteur theory, into America and affirms that it refers to a director who is the ultimate controlling force in the structural formation of a film. From then on, directors such as Hitchcock were branded auteurs for their use of cohesive cinematography, mise-en-scène, and narrative stylistic continuities. As a result of the relativity of auteur theory and the ongoing production of films, the term auteur is still used to refer to directors who display creative, stylistic continuity and coherence in both independent and blockbuster films. Hollywood is known for the big-budget spectacle films and blockbusters that it pumps out like clockwork. This consistent, mass commercial production of films calls into question whether directors still have the initial creative control over the production of their films in order to instill continuity and coherence in them. This is where the shift in auteur theory takes place, where the initial meaning and intent has evolved to not only refer to the control that directors have over the stylish features of a film, but with the structural elements that contribute to making a film successful. Warren Buckland, in Movie Blockbusters, says that he will argue that an auteur in contemporary Hollywood is a director who gains control over all the stages of filmmaking, not just film production, but also distribution and exhibition. However hard it is to assume that level of control and creative vision in film production, there are blockbuster directors who have managed to become acclaimed for the continuity and cohesion in their films. Sarris lays out a rough framework of 3 key requirements that, once fulfilled, will grant a director the title of auteur. These requirements include basic competence to direct a film well, a stylistic signature that remains coherent and appealing across all works, and that the interior meaning of a film must be woven and integrated with the director's soul. One such director is none other than Quentin Tarantino. Tarantino has been acclaimed for not only directing and writing all of his films, but his consistent casting of fetish actors, reoccurring shots through his films, historical accurate set designs, and unique approach to a narrative structure that appear as continuity across his films. If one considers Sarris's 3 requirements for auteurism as the defining factor, a worthwhile director to consider as an auteur would be James Cameron. In Thomas Alcessa's article Auteurism Today, Signature Products, Concept Authors, and Access for All, Avatar discusses in depth the extent to which Cameron's work establishes him as an auteur. Through an intricate look at Cameron's Avatar, Alcessa unpacks how Cameron uses artistic and artisanal, but also financial and managerial elements, along with the technological advancements to create his visions. Unlike Anderson and Tarantino, Cameron doesn't necessarily obtain certain visual continuity between his films. Instead, he utilized innovative digital cinematic techniques to portray his invested interests in the prospects of nuclear holocaust, reconcile humanity with the technology, and deep-sea exploration. Cameron's overall engagement and attention to detail were boldly showcased in his film Avatar, which was successful as a result of 3D technology and Cameron's vested interest in the narrative and control over both the creative and business culture aspects of filmmaking. Avatar is an excellent showcase of Cameron's personal interest in portraying humanity's reconciliation with technology and how he utilizes technology to achieve what is impossible but necessary. The immense success of Avatar, Titanic, and The Terminator as blockbuster films is not only their large production budgets, but Cameron's vested interest in utilizing the available technologies to create spectacles that would not have been seen before. Often, it is his own curiosity in science and technology that drives the production of his films. The integration of this with his deep understanding of the commercial aspect of film production allows him to grasp full control of what he is creating, why he is creating it, and how he wants the audience to view it. According to Alcessa, Cameron ultimately obtains the label of auteur through his combination of technology, entertainment, design, and the arts and education in order to create mesmerizing and technology-savvy films which portray a conceptual continuity throughout them. In reference to Sarum's 3 base auteurism requirements, Cameron's competence in the field of directing, his stylistic continuities in the form of technology and CGI employment to create spectacles, and his personal passion for science exploration which is embodied in each of his films, grants Cameron the title of auteur.